my days, we have just got some huge news when it comes to the Riot MMO. Now, unfortunately, this news is bad news. However, I think it might be for some good reasons, so let me explain. So many of you might be familiar with Mark Merrill, aka Tryndamere. He's one of the co-creators of League of Legends, he's the CPO of Riot Games, and he made a series of tweets about the Riot MMO. And he says, "Hey all, we know many of you are hungry for news about the Riot Games MMO project, and we really appreciate your patience and the incredible support you've shown so far. I'm writing to update you today on where we're at, and before anybody panics, yes, we are still working on the game." They're still working on it, but it sounds like it's not coming anytime soon. After a lot of reflection and discussion, we've decided to reset the direction of the project some time ago. Now, I just want to interject here with this "some time ago" bit. It's very important. We don't actually know when that happened, but it doesn't sound like it was so long ago that you can expect this anytime soon. It sort of sounds relatively recent. Anyway, jumping back. This decision wasn't easy, but it was necessary. The initial vision just wasn't different enough from what you can play today. And we don't believe you all want an MMO you've played before with a Runeterra coat of paint. To truly do justice to the potential of Runeterra, and to meet the incredible high expectations of players around the world, we need to do something that truly feels like a significant evolution of the genre. This is a huge challenge, but one that our team of deeply passionate MMO players and game development veterans is incredibly motivated to pursue. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious what they're saying, right? They were effectively, I think, trying to make World of Warcraft, but with a Runeterra skin, and that's probably changed. Now, they actually say that some people wouldn't like that game and they really want to start pushing things forward. However, I actually think there's probably quite a large audience who would have enjoyed that initial vision. But it seems like that vision has been canned, and now they're looking to actually push the genre forward and make something truly special. He goes on to say this: "With this new direction, I'm excited to introduce at Fabrice," not sure how you're supposed to pronounce that Twitter handle, it's actually Fabrice Condominas, and they are put as the new executive producer of the MMO. Fabrice's experience as a player and passion for creating immersive worlds is extraordinary. Having led big projects at Riot, BioWare and EA, he brings a fresh perspective and a shared commitment to excellence that will guide our team as they continue on this difficult journey. If I'm honest, I don't really know too much about this guy, but you know, they seem pretty confident in him. Now, one of the questions here is this whole thing, is this why Ghostcrawler left? Ghostcrawler has left and is now working on his own Tab Target MMO. Maybe he was the one who envisioned this sort of normal style MMO, and Riot have like, well, we don't want to do it, so we've changed plans. Maybe that whole pivot happened when he left Riot? Maybe. Tryndamere goes on to say, "We started laying the groundwork for this pivot some time ago over the last year under VJ Takar's management." And just to interject, I'm pretty sure Greg left around about March in 2023, so things start to align a little bit there. Tryndamere goes on, "We built key components of the technical foundation to create the kind of ambitious game we're talking about. We're grateful for VJ's leadership and that he'll be part of the game's leadership team going forward as our technical director." So that sounds good. They're making some innovative strides with gameplay and, you know, technology. It does sort of suggest that's probably the reason that Greg left. Whether or not Greg was like, this isn't working, let's change tack, and then they did, or whether or not somebody at Riot was like, we actually just don't want to make World of Warcraft but Runeterra, we'll possibly never know, or at least we don't know right now. But I suspect that timing is sort of relevant. And then there's some bad news. Tryndamere goes on to say this: "Resetting our development path also means we'll be going dark for a long time, likely several years. This silence will help provide space for the team to focus on the incredible amount of work ahead of them. We understand the excitement and the anticipation that surrounds new information, but we also ask for your trust during this silent phase. Remember, no news is good news, as it means we're hard at work pouring our hearts and souls into making something that we hope you'll love. Thank you for believing in us and your patience. We're incredibly committed to this mission, and we look forward to the adventure ahead and the stories we'll tell together." So that's the sort of shot to the heart, if you will, that we're not actually going to even hear about this game now for several years. Several years is probably a minimum of 3, probably up to a decade. We don't know how long this project is going to take, and I know that the Riot MMO is often thought to be the savior of the genre, and it sort of looks like that's not going to happen. Or at least it is happening, it's just going to take an awfully long time to get there. I'm wondering if they're going to scrap all of the lore that they already had, all of the, potential work that they've done in defining what the classes would be, defining the world map, defining, those kind of things. Like, if they've already built out a world, would it be really worth scrapping that? I'm not sure, but it might be, depending on the kind of art style. We have no idea, right? There's no indication here what exactly is changing. If I was a bit of a betting man, I would sort of assume that they're moving away from a tab target MMO to something a little bit more action based. Ghostcrawler is making a tab target MMO, and for a little while he was sort of, expelling the virtues of such a system. I'm suspecting that Riot Games wants to go a little bit more action orientated. Now, would they go as action orientated as something like New World, or would they go for more skill shot based kind of system? Obviously, I don't know. Standing here today right now, I don't know. But one thing's for sure, as good as it sounds that they're trying to push the genre forward, it's pretty unfortunate that we're going to have to wait an awfully long time for this game. I know some people, when I stream, they're like, hey, we might hear something about the Riot MMO this year. Well, they were right, but unfortunately for all the wrong reasons. If I'm honest, there's not really much more to say about this game. We're not going to know anything about it for several years. We're not going to know the gameplay. We're not going to know any of the mechanics. We don't know what kind of content they're actually trying to offer us. It's going to be dark, pitch black. That's it, shut out. And well, I'm not really looking forward to that darkness, but I am looking forward to whatever revolution of the genre they can make. Let's see what we end up with, but the reality is Riot's gonna go dark for quite a while. This topic, probably not worth discussing now for a few years. However, I will be talking about all different kinds of MMOs. I want to give a big shout out to my Patreons. You guys are so incredibly valuable to me and I really appreciate it. If you want to come talk to me about this or anything, then Twitch is truly the best place to go ahead and do that. I'm live 6 days a week. Come and give me a follow there. For now, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have a most beautiful day. Like and subscribe. Goodbye. Later.